Contrary to the rumors that you've heard, I was not born in a manger. I was actually born on Krypton and sent here to save the planet Earth. We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set.
Everybody somewhere between the ages of 18 and 25 will serve 3 months of basic training.
We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong. Yes, we can.
Obama's healthcare plan will include coverage of all essential medical services. Yes, we can.
Obama is a cruel hoax. He works for Wall Street. He's an agent of finance capital.
Where did you come up with the number $700 billion? Here's the Treasury spokeswoman's quote. It's not based on any particular data point. We just really wanted to come up with a really big number.
To Democrats and Republicans who've opposed this plan, I say, step up to the plate.
A few members were even told that there would be martial law in America if we voted no.
Secretary Henry Paulson is no George Washington.
I don't think anyone questions, Mr. Kashgari, that you're working hard. Our question is who you're working for.
Obama pledged that he would resume the Security and Prosperity Partnership talks between Mexico and Canada that President Bush initiated.
The old boss is starting to look a lot like the new boss.
Robert Gates is going to remain on the job as Defense Secretary for at least a year.
Plenty of sources knew about this meeting, told us and others that it was at Hillary Clinton's house, but clearly it wasn't.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
We see you causing a depression so you can blow out the economy and consolidate it and bankrupt it. We know that you are enemies of free humanity, and we are here standing against your tyranny.
America in 2009 was desperate for change. The past 8 years had been a disaster.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Maybe under here.
George W. Bush, who had claimed to be a conservative, had tripled the size of the federal government, shredded the Constitution, and destroyed the image of the United States worldwide.
Nope, no weapons over there.
Endless wars, over 1 million dead Iraqis, and more than 5,000 dead U.S. troops.
And this crusade, this war on terrorism, is going to take a while.
We need a new direction in Iraq.
من الخطأ تصوير كل ما جرى بأنه بسبب الرئيس بوش والجمهوريين. الديمقراطيون يتحملون المسؤولية أيضا، فهم كانوا يسيطرون على مجلس الشيوخ عام 2002. كان باستطاعتهم إيقاف الحرب لكنهم لم يفعلوا. الديمقراطيون يسيطرون على مجلس الشيوخ ومجلس النواب الآن، ويمكننا أن نقول للرئيس لا مزيد من الأموال.
Why are our troops there? Did anybody in this floor, did anybody count on the utter incompetence of this administration when they were given the authority they were given? Absolute incompetence.
If we walk away from Iraq, we will be back, possibly in the context of a wider war in the world's most volatile region.
الشعب الأمريكي ينتظر مني أن أمارس سلطتي في ظل قوانيننا ودستورنا لحمايته وحماية حريته، وهذا ما سأستمر بفعله ما دمت رئيسا للولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. شكرا.
At this stage, the following can be stated. 1. There is no indication of resumed nuclear activities in those buildings that were identified through the use of satellite imagery as being reconstructed or newly erected since 1998, nor any indication of nuclear-related prohibited activities at any inspected sites. Second, there is no indication that Iraq has attempted to import uranium since 1990. 3. There is no indication that Iraq has attempted to import aluminum tubes for use in centrifuge enrichment. Moreover, even had Iraq pursued such a plan, it would have encountered practical difficulties in manufacturing centrifuges out of the aluminum tubes in question. Fourthly, although we are still reviewing issues related to magnets and magnet production, there is no indication to date that Iraq imported magnets for use in a centrifuge enrichment program. As I stated above, the IAEA will naturally continue further to scrutinize and investigate all of the above issues. After 3 months of intrusive inspections, we have to date found no evidence or plausible indication of the revival of a nuclear weapon program in Iraq. We intend to continue our inspection activities, making use of all the additional rights granted to us by Resolution 1441 and all additional tools that might be available to us, including reconnaissance platforms and all relevant technologies. We also hope to continue to receive from states actionable information relevant to our mandate. I should note that in the past 3 weeks, possibly as a result of ever-increasing pressure by the international community, Iraq has been forthcoming in its cooperation, particularly with regard to the conduct of private interviews and in making available evidence that could contribute to the resolution of matters of IAEA concern. I do hope that Iraq will continue to expand the scope and accelerate the pace of its cooperation.
A question about Iraq. How does the Bush administration's threat of war help or hamper the work of the inspectors?
Well, I think the international community has clearly demonstrated that it is fed up with a process which has been going on for 12 years, trying to disarm Iraq from its weapons of mass destruction. So applying pressure through the Security Council, through the new Resolution 1441, I think was very helpful to send a powerful message to Iraq that now is the time, this is the last opportunity to come into compliance. Otherwise, as the Security Council resolution says, there will be serious consequences. So continued attention by and pressure by the international community, I think, is very helpful for us to be able to succeed in achieving our mission.
How much more intelligence do you need than you are getting from American authorities?
I think we're getting intelligence, but as I have been saying in the last few days, we need more actionable information. We need specific information on where to go and where to inspect. But we have a good process, dialogue with the UN and with other intelligence agencies. And I hope in the next few weeks that this process will intensify and that we'll get additional information that can accelerate our job in the field. I'd like to see Iraq not talking about the inspection being spies. We'd like to see more forthcoming Iraqi attitude, which would help us to achieve our goal.
As you are aware, comparison continues to be made between the different approaches adopted with respect to Iraq and the DPRK, two countries in violation of their non-proliferation obligations. Various explanations have been advanced of these differences in approach. Obviously, two situations differ and are highly complex. It is understandable that incentives and disincentives, the carrot and the stick, have to be used with different emphasis. However, I believe that while differing circumstances may necessitate asymmetric response, in the case of non-compliance with non-proliferation obligations, for the credibility of the regime, its approach in both cases should be the one and the same.
متحدة في العراق طيلة 17 عاما وصفتها الشخصية المحورية والرئيس السابق لفريق التفتيش الدولي هانز بليكس بالكذبة الكبيرة، موجها انتقادات شديدة لغزو العراق، ومعتبرا ان اعتماد العملية العسكرية على تقرير مزور بوضوح عن استيراد نظام صدام حسين اليورانيوم من النيجر كان فضيحة، خصوصا ان الوكالة الدولية للطاقة الذرية لم تستغرق اكثر من يوم لاكتشاف تزوير الوثيقة وزيف تلك الادعاءات.
طلب منا الأمريكيون والبريطانيون فحص مواقع بناء على قناعة لديهم بأن العراق لديه أسلحة دمار شامل، وذهبنا إلى هناك لكننا لم نجد شيئا له علاقة على الإطلاق بتلك الأسلحة، وبدأت واشنطن بغزو العراق.
Coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability.
من عدم عثور المفتشين على أي أسلحة، مطلقة بذلك سنوات من العنف الطائفي والفوضى التي كادت أن تمزق العراق من دون أن تعثر على الأسلحة.
بليكس أكد خلال إجابته على أسئلة لجنة التحقيق البريطانية في غزو العراق في جلسة استمرت نحو 3 ساعات إنه حذر في العام 2003 رئيس الوزراء البريطاني السابق توني بلير ووزير الخارجية الأمريكية السابق كوندوليزا رايس من شن الحرب، وطلب بمزيد من الوقت لإكمال مهمته، ولكن بريطانيا والولايات المتحدة تجاهلتا طلبه وقامتا بالغزو.
Madam Speaker, I have a few questions for my colleagues. What if our foreign policy of the past century is deeply flawed and has not served our national security interests? What if we wake up one day and realize that the terrorist threat is a predictable consequence of our meddling in the affairs of others and has nothing to do with us being free and prosperous?
أنا لم أفعل شيئا، جورج هو الفاعل، عندها سأكون تماما مثله، ألقي باللوم على الآخرين. يمكنني أن أقول أنا لم أفعل شيئا وأنا أصوت ضد الرئيس، لكن بلدي هو الفاعل والشعب كله مشارك، وبصفتي مواطن في هذا البلد فأنا أتحمل المسؤولية وأشعر بالأسى.